Farms, a pretty popular mall.
Yeah.
That was actually a problem because there was West Farms. There's another mall called Buckland Hills. Those malls actually kind of were one of the reasons why the mall kind of went away, the Civic Center, and stores started leaving. And next thing you know, there were like 3 stores left. So by the mid-'90s, it really went to hell, and there was like no stores left. And then the mall shut down. Then the wheel was left. And then it was just empty. And then they switched it, and there's no more mall.
What was the first mall ever in Connecticut, Bubba?
I had no idea. Bubba has this kind of
the history of Hartford.
Deep mall knowledge. This is impressive. I'm not even joking around.
Listen, I will equate you guys thinking I should know that was a mall to me knowing Ted DiBiase.
You know what? Okay, look. Let me explain something.
It's about on the same coin.
Let me say something to you. You know what's happening on March 20th, Friday, March 20th? Ted DiBiase is going to be in Connecticut.
Oh.
Yeah, that is crazy.
He's going to be at Eli Terry Jr. Middle School in Terryville, Connecticut. You know what the name of the event is?
Terryville is a wild place.
Springtime Shenanigans.
No way. Play a drop.
Not a lie. Not a lie.
Shenanigans again.
You have to go to this, Devin. You absolutely have to go to
just
this.
Show up in a middle school. Is it open to the public?
It's a meet and greet. Yeah.
Oh, I'll be there.
Live show starts at 7, brother.
DiBiase.
If you don't go,
it's 6.9 miles away from here right
and
now.
get a drop that says, "This is Ted DiBiase," and you're listening to Clinton and Friends on ESPN Radio, you have failed this program.
I mean, I'm going to go. I'm going to bring
Has
the
to happen.
We'll do a live show.
Has to happen. Arda, get in here real quick. Arda Ocal, of course, co-host of the Never Tell Me the Odds podcast, is here right now. We're just going to kind of blow out the format here for a little bit. So here's what the deal is. Clinton and Friends, over here, Arda. Clinton and Friends is presented by Progressive Insurance. Get a business insurance quote in as little as, walks right in front of the camera, in as little as 8 minutes. Visit progressivecommercial.com. Let's go to the watering hole. Got headphones? I was going to jump. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about. The dulcet tones of Dustin Akui. Arda Ocal joins us here in studio after Ryan McGee was here. We're getting ready to go over to our show. Could you explain that it's ridiculous that Devin does not know who Ted DiBiase is?
Are you a wrestling fan at all?
I'm not. That's my whole point.
So this was
The
always
$1 Million
question.
Man was a household name in the 80s. All of that whole generation, they're all household names.
Thank you.
I know a lot of household names that are wrestling, even though I'm not a wrestling guy. Ted DiBiase was never one of them.
Everybody's got a price.
See,
You don't know the laugh?
I don't know.
So here's
I've
the
learned
deal.
a lot since.
Arda, Ted DiBiase is going to be in Terryville, Connecticut
Yep.
in 3 weeks, 2
Yep.
weeks, 3
Yep.
weeks. I say he's got to go.
You
You've
absolutely
got
have
to
to go.
and you've got to mea culpa. Like, you've got to say, the reason I'm here is because I did not know who you were. I'm making a pilgrimage to learn about the $1 Million Man. I'll bet you he'd be up for it. It would probably be pretty funny.
Probably.
Pretty
Okay.
funny.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Get Mikey to go with you. He's got nothing better to do.
Yeah, we'll find some mozzarella sticks and Mikey.
You know, you bring a camera and you get a drop. Would that not be cool? This is Ted DiBiase and you're listening to Clinton and Friends?
And everyone's got a price. Exactly. And then he does the laugh.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, you're signed up for this now,
It's
right?
done.
You know this.
Yeah, it
Has to happen. Arda, what's going on in your world?
Buddy, we're about to do our show, which I'm very excited about. The setup looks great.
Explain to the people what you're wearing.
This is an homage hoodie. It actually is an official co-pro between the NFL and Star Wars. This is the Bills one.
Yeah.
The Bills Alliance with Luke and Leia and the X-Wing. It's really cool.
Okay.
Every team is represented. It's cool. It's cool because, as you know, it's very rare to see Star Wars characters holding anything else but a lightsaber, or something that
a
exists in
helmet
Star
or
Wars,
something.
right?
Yeah.
They're holding footballs.
Yeah.
They're holding footballs here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else in the hockey world we need to know?
No. We can talk about that later. I just wanted to come and say hi. I thought Ron was going to be here, and I was going to give you guys a
he
good
had to go
hug.
do some other stuff. So
Oh.
I appreciate
You're the man.
you,
You're the
and I
man.
will see
Yeah,
you.
I'll see
I
you in
will
a bit.
see you later. Thank
Devin,
you.
Ted DiBiase, man.
I'll be there.
Has to happen. Has to happen. We need drops. Don't walk in front of the camera this time. No, that way. Around the back. Oh, my goodness. All right, goodbye. And with that, the circle of life is closed. What is this show today? What's at the calf, Devin? This is fantastic.
Oh, man, we have a chicken.
Should come up to Bristol more often. Anyway.
We have a chicken and fresh mozz sandwich in.
What?
Yeah, fresh
What?
mozz today, Mikey.
Mikey!
All for you, bud. Cajun chicken
Bread 'em
salad.
up. Bread 'em up.
A pasta station, creamy broccoli soup, and a chicken kale soup.
I got a baked potato with the chili on it, and I got the turkey orzo. Not a lot of turkey in the turkey orzo soup. Kind of a letdown.
Yeah,
Not
we need
gonna
an
lie.
MTJ to kind of.
Not going to lie. Okay, now I'm going to read some tweets. Don Jenver says, this ESPN McGee drop in is the best show behind the show stuff. I can almost picture the Through the Glass convo that preceded it. Wasn't much. Wasn't a lot of Through the Glass convo. It just pulled up and we started talking. That's how that one goes. Oh, man. I'm worried about the weather. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried that this event is going to end up being not what we wanted it to be as a result of people leaving and going home because everybody's overreacting about the weather. That's my concern.
I think there's enough people here that are going to be here interested in it.
Okay.
At the very least, Mike, you see, myself will be down there. So
appreciate that.
I mean, Star Wars fans are pretty intense. So
how would you know, Bubba? You've never even seen a movie.
I've seen.
Why don't you tell America how many Star Wars movies you've seen? Because it rhymes with hero.
0. But I'm just aware of these lunatics.
Oh wow, we're lunatics now.
You're really doing that before
we're
he does.
lunatics now.
Unbelievable.
These lunatics who they'll brave the elements that come here. I guarantee it. They're not scared. 30 seconds.
It's a fair point. These people are lunatics. We're out here gathering all over the country, but we are going to play with Legos for work today. So that is the fun part. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up next. Sometimes I look at myself and I wonder, how did I get so lucky to be able to do such a job in such a place? You've been listening to Clinton and Friends on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I got to walk down the hall and I got to see my friends and I got to talk about Star Wars and Legos, which means I will see you in the galaxy, kiddos.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text CAR to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CAR to 215215. That's CAR to 215215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Looking for friendly service and hometown convenience? Make it Country Mart in Pitt County. With 2 great locations already serving our community, Country Mart is your one-stop shop for fresh hot food, cold drinks, snacks, fuel, and everyday essentials, all with the fast, friendly service you can count on. And we're growing. A brand new location is coming soon on Highway 11 right across from Aiken-Crifton High School. From breakfast biscuits to afternoon pick-me-ups and the best fuel prices in town, Country Mart keeps Pitt County moving. Country Mart, local, convenient, and always friendly.
Capital Subaru of Greenville is transforming your everyday commute into something a little more extraordinary, and there's never been a better time to drive one home. From the adventure-ready Outback to the sleek and efficient Forester, they got the perfect ride for you. In addition to their great selection of new and used car inventories, the Subaru Service Center is commanded by a team of experts, handpicked for their knowledge, passion, and promise to treat every car as if it's their own. Capital Subaru of Greenville, off Memorial Drive or online at capitalsubaruofgreenville.com.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Looking for the perfect getaway? Discover Washington, North Carolina, where small town charm meets waterfront adventure. Stroll along the scenic waterfront, explore unique shops and local restaurants, or kayak the Pamlico River at sunset.
From family fun to romantic escapes, Washington has something for everyone. Plan your next trip today at visitwashingtonnc.com and experience why they call it the original Washington.
Visit us in Washington. Your escape starts here.
This is Dr. Dixon from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for $7.50 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers, or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
When you're rolling Kobe Weber out there as your starter on Sunday, and he's just going to get better again, his secondary stuff is already improved, and as long as that continues to happen, that's a big-time option in that Sunday spot. Right now, does he stay in that Sunday spot? Who knows? I will tell you, I think what's got to happen is the 2 guys in the bullpen that I think were really, really counted on that haven't maybe proven yet is going to be Webb and Chacon. Those are 2 guys that they need to kind of figure it out, and Webb, quite frankly, has been less than good.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, exclusively on Pirate Radio, Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, and on the Pirate Radio app. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Bojangles, Bostic Sugg, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, DriveHereNow.com, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Pepsi, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome into our show, and we are talking NCHSAA High School Basketball Regionals. The Regionals are back in Greenville. They tip off coming up on Wednesday. We've got 5 games Wednesday, 1 game Thursday, 5 games on Friday, and 5 on Saturday. We'll explain the schedule coming up in just a bit. We're going to be joined by Q Tucker. She's the commissioner of the NCHSAA. She'll join us first off to tip off our show. Then we'll head to Kinston. Perry Tendo, his Vikings survived a thriller last night to advance to Greenville in the regional finals. Antonio Davis from Martin County, his Gators upset Farmville Central, so he'll join us as his Gators head to Greenville and the regionals. And then Dave Alawalt, the head coach at Washington, his Pan Pack getting set for a matchup with the top seed Reedsville in the 4A Eastern Regional. So we've got a big week of basketball all over the eastern part of the state. We'll talk about that. Q Tucker tips us off, and it's coming up right after this.
The stifling heat of summer, the bitter cold of winter. What do they have in common? The extreme temperatures of both force your home's heating and cooling system to work overtime to keep you comfortable. And that can cost you a lot of money. Fortunately, your neighbors at Greenville Utilities have several ways you can save energy, and that means saving you money on your utility bills. Just go to GUC.com and look for ways to save. That's GUC.com.
Greenville Motor Company celebrating 40 years serving the automotive needs of Greenville and Eastern Carolina. Here is Greenville Motor Company's Brian Cook.
We have flexible financing options, work great with all credit types to fit the right plan and payment terms you need. We have a friendly, no-pressure sales staff focused on finding the best fit for you.
Greenville Motor Company, locally owned by the Cook family, right across from Greenville Nissan at 1000 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Go to DriveHereNow.com. Driven by service, powered by trust, Greenville Motor Company.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday,
or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's bow time. Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
With the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries?
The same.
Huh. Well, I've got a PB&J.
Yeah, that's not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted in Bo's famous seasoning. With cheese and tartar sauce on a fluffy bun, the Bojangler's back. Hook one while you can. And it's bow time.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in ENC. Open at noon 7 days a week with live music. Come enjoy sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, every Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's live local acoustic night, along with line dancing from 7 to 9 on Wednesday. Thursday, there's a brand new lineup with Singo starting at 8, followed by karaoke with DJ Dog. Ladies and free both Friday and Saturday nights with the best local bands in the area. Finish the weekend with free games and DJ Kids Scene.
Y'all come get bucked
This
up.
Chris Johnson, CJ2K. You listen to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Tuesday. It is regional week in high school basketball. All kinds of hoops galore, if you will, coming up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the Eastern Regionals. They are back in Greenville. We had so many great years throughout the years of my career here in Greenville of having the regionals, and they're back this year under a different format. The commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association is Q Tucker, and she joins us right now. And Commissioner Tucker, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Just busy, as you might imagine, trying to get ready for tomorrow's games and then the rest of the week's games. But I always have time to have a moment to chat with you and talk about basketball.
You know, you look at the format this year. The West has all their games at Lenore Ryan. The East is going to be in Greenville. I know you guys have bounced around a lot, but what brought the games back to Greenville? What was the one thing that got them back at East Carolina?
Well, the fact that we now have these 8 classifications, and our format that we had used the last 2 years was more of a Final Four format where the regional finals were in Winston-Salem at the same site where we conducted the state championship. So we were able to do those Monday through Wednesday, and then or Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday and Saturday, we were able to play those 8 games, and they were all on the same site. Well, with 8 classifications, you can't do that. We have 32 teams left that are trying to, to win a championship, and we're trying to, get them in as best we can. And so this format seemed to work the best. We thought about the way we used to do it when we would have our regional semis and the regional finals in Greenville as well as in Hickory. And so we thought, well, what better way to do it than to conduct the regional finals in the West and in the East? And we went to our old standby, East Carolina University, and they were more than happy to try to work with us. And so we're excited about being back in Greenville.
That's good to hear. And we always talk about the good old days when the regional semis were during the week and the regional finals. Now, obviously, things change, and obviously a lot has changed with the 8 classifications. But those weeks back in the day were fun, weren't they?
Oh, they were fun. I mean, we'd have a press conference there in Greenville on that Monday, and then Tuesday night we'd start and we'd play a game at 7 and then another game at 8:30, and it was just a lot of fun. And we can think back to some of the names who played in those gyms.
Oh, yeah.
We played at East Carolina for years. We played the guys there, and then we played the girls over at Rose High School, and it was just a fun week in Greenville.
It really was, and I think this is going to be a fun week as well because all of these are regional finals, and there's so much basketball to come. When you think about the 8 classifications, how has that gone in all sports? Has that been a pretty positive deal?
Well, I think it's been a little bit of a mixed bag. Obviously, we've seen more teams make it deeper into the playoffs than we've ever had before, and some teams who have never been deep are now in, and some of that has to do with the fact that you don't have as many teams. For example, if you just think about football, we didn't have as many 1A teams that play football, so you had fewer teams, and then you had some teams that maybe hadn't ever played or won a championship. So I think from that standpoint, there has been that new blood, and folks have been excited about that. Some of our individual sports, the way they have been formatted, we've had more individuals participating in the state championships, and so that's made a difference. However, on the flip side of that, you have those who are not champions of spreading it out this way. You have people who say, well, all you've done is just watered down your championships. And with the Super 32, there aren't as many of those. There are only 32 teams, and only 24 of them are going to make the playoffs. And so, that's different. And then it's been, really not a struggle, but it has been challenging to find sites to contest all of these championships. And, you think about golf. You're trying to play more golf at some of the nice facilities, nice courses such as Pinehurst area. Well, then you run into an issue of, they only have so many days they can give us. So that becomes a little bit more challenging. And of course, right here, just looking at how we've had to do with the basketball, swimming posed a problem this year because the ice and snow got us. So we ended up having to cancel regionals. So there have been a mixed bag of what has happened, and a lot of it having to do with the fact that we now have 8 classifications.
Yeah, I tell you, from a local standpoint for us, it's more challenging because when we get into basketball, per se this week, we expected to have more teams in our regional finals. We had some upsets the last couple of rounds, so we don't have as many teams as we thought we'd have. We do think when baseball and softball cranks up for those playoffs that we will have plenty of teams, and that's going to be a challenge to cover. Do you have any update on where some of those games will be played in the playoffs, regionals?
Well, right now, what we're looking at in softball, we'll be back where we always have been, and that's at Duke University for softball as well as UNC Greensboro. We will be in Burlington with some baseball games, and we'll be at Ting Park in Wake County with baseball. And what you've seen also, Brian, is the fact that we're having to play earlier in the week than we've ever had to play some of these state championships, and that's and earlier in the day. And so for some people, that's just, that's really a challenge. We had a phone call just a little while ago from a fan who said, who do you expect to be at the game tomorrow? We've got our 8As in the West playing tomorrow at they're playing starting at 1 o'clock, and so somebody said nobody's going to be able to come to those games at 1 o'clock. Well, it may be that it'll be a challenge for some, but again, in order to be able to get them in, we've got 4 games each day starting tomorrow, and in Greenville we have 5 games each day because of the East Carolina having a game on Thursday. Then we're limited to just one game, so we had to spread those other 3 games out somewhere. So it is interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how everybody plays it out. And, you never can tell. That's one of the March Madness theme. It goes with the high school basketball teams as well, because when you think back to all those regionals we've had and the buzzer beaters, the controversies, I mean, it's just a lot of fun.
It really is, and last night we were, I wasn't able to be everywhere, so NFHS Network provided the opportunity to see some of those games and some of those upsets and some of those very close games that, like you said, were decided in the last few seconds, and it's an exciting time. This is truly March Madness, and we're experiencing it right now. And the fun thing is, in Greenville, you'll be able to experience some more games.
We were thinking that the Kinston Farmville Central game was going to be the big one. It's scheduled. It was already scheduled if that matchup had taken place for 8 o'clock on Friday night. Now, Martin County pulled off the upset, so now it's Martin County's Gators and the Kinston Vikings, which is going to be a great game as well, because Martin County's had a really, really good year. But I think when you see things like that, the 8 o'clock start on a Friday night, and I don't think that game's going to start at 8 o'clock with 5 games, 4 games in front of it. I've been around long enough to know that's probably be closer to a 9 o'clock start, isn't it?
It could be.
Yeah.
And of course, and obviously on a Friday night, it won't make a whole lot of difference just because they don't have to go to school on Saturday.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And in that late game on Friday night, it won't be so bad. We hope the other games won't go that long because some of them have to get back and go to school. But again, the fact that we're in Greenville, the distance is a lot shorter for many of the schools, and that's a good thing about being back in Greenville, kind of the center of the East.
Commissioner Q. Tucker, we'll wrap things up with you. Anything else on your mind as far as the North Carolina High School Athletic Association is concerned?
No, I think the one thing that continues to challenge all of us is just sportsmanship. I want people who are perhaps listening right now to just recognize that, we're education-based athletics, and we're trying to teach young people not only how to play our games, but we also want them to learn how to just be good citizen. And being a good citizen means that you can be a good sport. And in our games, we want those teams to respect one another. We want them to respect the officials, and then we ask the spectators to just let the young people play. And if there's something that happens on the court that is of a controversial nature, we don't need the spectators to come out of the stands to try to help us. We've got the coaches on the sidelines. You have the 10 people who are on the court who are able to kind of help resolve whatever might be there. The officials are there. And so we would just ask spectators throughout this week to just remember good sportsmanship is a part of what we're trying to teach.
And at East Carolina, because of the way the court's set up, I don't think it'll be as much of a problem. But these high schools, I was at Kinston last night, and I saw the video of the Farmville ending. But fans are right on top of the officials, and they're I remember watching Perry Tindall last night. He had little kids were walking, trying to get to the concession stand, walking right through him while he's trying to coach. It's that tight, in some of these gyms, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's very tight. And we recognize that high school gyms are not built to be like college facilities. We understand that. But that's where the self-control of spectators has to come in, is to know that those black lines are there for a reason. That's out of bounds. Well, it's out of bounds if I'm on the spectator side of it and I go stepping onto the court. I'm out of bounds. And so we just need them to help us. And I think sometimes that's the biggest issue we have, is that spectators just feel like, well, I paid my money, I can come in and do what I want and say what I want, and it's really not that way.
Commissioner Q. Tucker is joining us. Commissioner, thanks so much. Are you going to be able to make it to Greenville for a game or two?
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to get there or not. I'll give it my best shot. I'm going to start in the West, and we'll see what happens. But I'll have plenty of my staff down there, and I know they'll be able to take care of things.
That sounds good. Thanks so much for joining us today. We certainly appreciate it.
All right, now, take care.
Okay. Commissioner Q. Tucker is joining us as we continue to preview the upcoming Eastern Regionals in Greenville. Coming up next, the head coach at Kinston, Perry Tindall. His Vikings will take on Martin County coming up on Friday night at 8 o'clock at Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. That's going to be a good one. We'll talk with Coach Tindall when our show continues after this.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. In men's college basketball, top 25 last night, top-ranked Duke defeated NC State 93-64 to win the outright ACC title for the regular season. Cameron Boozer finished with 26 points for the Blue Devils. And second-ranked Arizona beat number 6 Iowa State 73-57. Games of note tonight, it'll be 23rd-ranked Tennessee traveling to South Carolina for a 6 o'clock tip-off. North Carolina will host Clemson at 7, and Virginia Tech will host Boston College at 9 o'clock. On the women's side, there are a ton of basketball games in the American schedule for tonight. Charlotte will host undefeated Rice at 6:30. South Florida will host Temple, and Tulane travels to Florida Atlantic. Both of those games have 7 o'clock tip-offs. And the Hurricanes drop a game to the Kraken 2-1 last night. The Canes are 38-16-6 overall and remain in first place in the Metropolitan Division. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
When work needs doing or the trail calls, you need a machine that's ready for both. That's Honda's line of Pioneer side-by-sides. Choose the compact 520, the powerful 700 series, or go big with the 1000 line. Built for 3, 5, or 6. Visit Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville, and find your perfect Honda Pioneer side-by-side. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side nets and doors when operating. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
Oh, dude, that home run just busted your windshield.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
You're not worried about it?
Yeah, I've got Brandon Manning and Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates.
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
May I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time. Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
This is Marcus Crandall, former ECU Pirate and Grey Cup champion. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Perry Tindall, head basketball coach at Kinston, joins us next, and the Kinston Vikings will be playing the Martin County Gators, 8 o'clock on Friday night, the premier matchup, I think, for the weekend as far as Eastern North Carolina in our area is concerned. There are some great matchups as far as other teams are concerned. But for our purposes, Kinston, Martin County, because we really thought it was going to be Kinston and Farmville Central. Coach Tindall joins us. And first of all, Coach, congratulations on a big win last night.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, man.
They're not easy, though, are they?
No. This time of the year, man, we talk all the time. People don't understand how hard it is. On any given night, you're relying on young kids to do things, and there's just so many things that can happen in a game, and some things you control, and then some things you can't. But there's no easy ones this time of the year.
What was your reaction when you heard the Martin County Farmville Central score?
Well, I tell you, man, I didn't. We've been so as everybody would say. We really have been so focused on one game at a time. Like it's, I think a lot of other people, look at down the line and those types of things. But we just, with Wes Bladen coming in here and Travis and the job he does, and then Northwood following that, it's just been, and then you're talking Thursday, Saturday, Monday. It's just a different, it's such a different grind in how you play. And then you turn the page and you're just, just getting in the film and trying to get your game plans ready, and then you do it again, and then you have to turn. It's just been just one thing after another, and so honestly, after the game, it was just so much excitement just because of how much work, the kids had really kind of dove into, and our staff, and so. When we heard, there's surprise there, but I knew that they had a close game earlier in the year, and I didn't know much about it. But that's the thing. You said it earlier. Is this time of the year, there's a lot of things that can happen, and you just gotta show up every night.
Your Kinston Vikings beat Northwood last night 60-58, and I thought Northwood created some problems that they were just odd kind of problems where they had a big guy inside, and he was so big, and he had some outside shooters that could hit the outside shot, and they gave you fits at times, didn't they?
They did. I mean, when you look and the Graves kid, at 6'9", and then Fowler was. I mean, they kind of clearly they ran everything through Fowler, but the big 15 and 34 were just loads, and we had seen. I hadn't seen him live. I'd seen clearly a lot of film, but in person he was every bit of everything that we had heard he was, and just a lot to handle. And I thought that our Jair and Brennan and Jalen just did a really good job on him, and I thought we just showed up physically and just defensively. Just bodies were, that's kind of been one of the challenges for us this year is to show up to the physicality battles, and I thought last night we did that because he was, and you're right, there was some matchup concerns there.
Now you get a chance to at least rest a little bit because this format that they went with this year was kind of scrunched everything in, didn't they?
Yes, it is. I don't think it's not ideal. I mean, and I know you're stuck with schedules and venues and that type of thing, but it was it just was not. It's just hard. And, I've already I told you it's just such a tough setup. With the days and how you prepare, but again, everybody's in the same boat. You just got to keep finding a way and to try and advance and put your kids in the best position to be successful as you can.
Kinston comes into Friday night's Eastern Regional Final in the 3A ranks at 20-3. A loss to Northern Nash this year, 2 losses to Farmville Central. And then Martin County comes in 25-4. Their losses are to Rose, Farmville Central, and they lost 2 games to Northeastern. So obviously this Martin County team has paid their dues too, haven't they?
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, they're battle tested and play hard. They have great balance, and their coach has just done a really, really great job. And that you want to be playing your best basketball this time of the year, and clearly you can look at them and say, they've got belief and they're really getting the job done. So I mean, it's going to be it'll be a great test for us.
We were just talking with the commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, Q Tucker, and she was talking about fans and trying to keep, fans off the court and that kind of thing. And, emotions are charged this time of the year. At your place, and I know at most places, I mean, the fans are right on top of the court. And I was amazed last night. I hadn't noticed this before, but there were little kids walking between you trying to give signals and trying to talk to your team, and there's kids walking through trying to get, I guess, to the concession stand. It's that tight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And that's been kind of an issue here. It's always because the way it's set, and we have that cutout in the middle, and so there's accesses, and it's it is what it is. You hope that people get up and move when there's dead balls, but I guess these little kids, hey, they want to blow pop real bad. They got to get out there. So I mean, it's one of the things you just learn to navigate here. But great high school environments. That Brian, you've done this so long and you've seen it all, and I think that it's always been the crowds. It's just unfortunately. just people just carry things a little bit too far in moments, and I think that's where it's just a sign of the times in some ways of just let the kids enjoy some of these moments without, and because lots of times, I mean, kids are going to make mistakes, but then recently it's been adults that are doing stuff after games, and it's just it's unfortunate because you want to play in these types of settings, and it's great, the energy and all that, but you want to make sure that everybody in the end just conducts themselves in a manner that's appropriate.
Yeah, and the problem there is that it's often one of those, one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. I mean, that's a saying, obviously a cliche, but it's true. And it only takes one. And it took one the other night at your place that you had a controversy at the end, and this one, and he got arrested. He'll pay a price for it, but still, it just takes one.
Yeah, it does, and that's the part about it is, any group setting, as soon as one does something, typically you're going to see in a group movement that others are going to follow, and then when that happens, you've got to understand that you're going to get a reaction from the other side, and that's where you just cooler heads should prevail. Let the outcomes be the outcomes, and deal with it, and move on, and have your bragging rights where you want, but as far as the conduct, what your actions do after, just you got to keep that stuff in check.
Before we let you go now, what do you know about this Martin County basketball team?
Well, I mean, they've got some balance. They've got guard play. They've got size. Some beefy fellas in there, and clearly playing hard. And have a lot of pieces. Have a couple kids that can shoot it well, and several kids, and just I think the biggest takeaway for me right now is just some balance. Collective balance, and play hard, and mix some things up defensively, but try and get you uncomfortable in some areas, whether it's in their zone, or what they do, and just gonna have to show up and keep playing, really aggressive and rebound the basketball and just defend how we've been defending. Our last two games we've defended the way we've known we're capable of, but they're kind of really embraced some of that. And we, our Jamarion Washington, number 3 for us last night, just really stepped up. And Garden Fowler, and then Genesis Wiggins with the defensive block at the end of the game. There's just two huge plays. There's so many high school players that don't have the guts to guard their number one for them coming down the floor with 4 seconds, and then to much less stop, elevate, and to have a clean block shot at the end of the game. It's just a tremendous play. And so, anyhow, just we're going to have to keep doing that because Martin County is just a solid team.
All right, we remember some great crowds that came from Kinston to Williams Arena throughout the years with some great teams. What kind of crowd do you think you'll bring this time?
Yeah, Kinston's going to show up, man. Kinston always shows up. These moments, like going back, we talked about that. Those a lot of those amazing atmospheres with the Kinston and the Dudley, Greensburg Dudley. Those were just some heavyweight matches, and you know what? It's the regionals are where they belong at ECU, and it's just such an incredible place to play high school basketball, and to have it back there, I think is just awesome. Really excited that it's back, and yeah, our fans are going to be there. There's no doubt about it.
Sounds good. All right, Perry, we'll let you go because I know you got a lot to do to get ready for that big matchup coming up 8 o'clock on Friday night, Kinston's Vikings and the Gators of Martin County. But thanks so much for your time. Enjoyed watching your team play last night. I've enjoyed covering them with the highlights, with Zach doing a great job for us all year long. And best of luck. Get that regional championship and then head to state. That'd be a lot of fun for Kinston.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you guys and the coverage you do.
Appreciate you. Perry Tyndall, head coach at Kinston. We'll take a commercial break. Coming up next, Antonio Davis, the head coach of Martin County and those Gators. He hopes to have something to say about Kinston's rise to the state finals. Antonio Davis joins us next. Back with more after this.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arr!
At Children's Health Services, we understand the importance of your child's well-being. This is Dr. Chris Osmick, and our mission is to provide comprehensive, patient-centered health care through every stage of child development, starting the day they are born in the hospital. We are not just here to treat illnesses. We are here to partner with you on your child's health journey. Schedule your appointment today to build a brighter, healthier world for your children.
Hey everybody, this is Parker Bird. Visit our friends at Children's Health Services on Arlington Boulevard on 10th Street and at childrenshealthservices.org. Go Pirates!
Play it again, sport. Buy, sell, trade. Great deals never felt so good. So good, so good, so good. I saved a bunch of cash. Buy, sell, trade. Using my gear like I never knew I could. Play It Again Sports. Buying and selling new and used sporting and fitness equipment for over 27 years right here in Greenville. Located on Greenville Boulevard across from the Nissan dealership.
If you're looking to make someone's day a little sweeter, Nothing Bundt Cakes has the perfect treat. From our bite-sized buntinis to our delicious 8 and 10-inch Bundt Cakes, every cake is baked fresh daily and topped with our signature cream cheese frosting. Birthdays, celebrations, office treats, or just because. There's always a reason for a Bundt Cake. Come see us in Greenville in the Law Promenade Shopping Center near Longhorn and let us help you share a little joy, one bunt at a time. Nothing Bundt Cakes. Make life a little sweeter every day.
Phelps Chevrolet is the dealer to see for a car or a truck or an SUV. The best service and quality. That's the Phelps guarantee. Phelps Chevrolet, the name you can trust. Phelps Chevrolet, you can count on us. The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
This is Clip Brock, host of PRL, every weekday at 3, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show as we continue to preview the upcoming regionals in Greenville at Williams Arena, Minchie's Coliseum. If you get some free time and can just go over and watch some basketball, please do so. Again, 5 games on Wednesday, just 1 on Thursday because the Pirates have a home game on ESPNU, I believe. So they had to clear the gym, have to do some things with ESPN. And then there's 5 on Friday and 5 on Saturday for a total of 16 different games. 16 different Eastern Finals championship games will be played. And those 16 winners will head to the state championships coming up in Winston-Salem. Antonio Davis, the head basketball coach at Martin County, joins us now. His Gators pulled off what may be the upset of the tournament because a lot of people had Farmville Central penciled in. They were undefeated, the number 1 seed in the 3A East bracket, but Martin County beat Farmville Central in overtime. Coach, congratulations on the big win.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I appreciate you having me today.
When you look at that matchup with Farmville Central, obviously all teams are beatable, but when you have an undefeated team like that, how hard is it for you to get your guys to say, hey, we can hang with these guys, we can beat these guys?
Well, we play in a very tough conference, and we've had competitive games all year with teams like, Farmville Central. So we thought we were prepared for the game. We played them during the regular season, so we got an opportunity to go down there and play in their building and get a feel for what that was like and the kind of atmosphere they have. So I think that paid dividends for us, obviously, when we got to the game last night.
This Martin County team has played a tough schedule, as you said, losing to Farmville Central, losing a couple of times to Northeastern, and then losing to J.H. Rose. So it's battle-tested, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. That was our goal in the beginning of the year, to make sure we played a tough schedule to get us battle-tested so we would be ready when we got to playoff time. And obviously it's been successful thus far, but we got more work to do.
I was getting scores from my man Zach. Ernest did the game last night for Farmville Central. We call him the Big E, but he sent us one time, and I think it was Farmville's down. I think they were down in either the first quarter or at the half, and then he said Farmville's back up. And I really thought once they got up, it would be hard to come back. And when that's a tough environment, but your kids did it. Take us through the last 30 seconds or so. How did that thing all unfold in the last seconds to go to overtime?
Yeah, well, we prepare for these types of scenarios during the season, and we practice very hard on those. So, as you said, we got up early. We were up at halftime. They had a very good third quarter. We knew that they would come out strong. They're champions, perennial champions. So we talked about that. So we just have to withstand their run. We're down, as you said, fourth quarter. They got up about 9 with a few minutes left. We just stuck with it, stuck with our plan. We talked about poise was going to be the key to the game. So we hung in there, chipped away, and as you just asked, got in the last 30 seconds. They were up 4. So we said we still stayed with our plan. We went down, hit a couple, and then we were down 3 with about 13 seconds left, got the ball back. And our plan was just to come down, try to get a quick 2. We didn't want to force up a 3, obviously. If they'd given us an open look, we wanted to. But we believe in extending the game. So went down, got fouled with about 7 seconds or so. Jordan Matheson knocked down 2 clutch free throws, so we were down 1. Went into the timeout and said, hey, we knew we practiced on so well. We knew we had the jump ball. So we decided to set them up and try to get them in the short corner. We got them there. We told the guys, go in and reach and see if you can get a jump ball. If you don't, ref call a foul. We still get the foul and extend the game. So fortunately for us, we reached in and got the jump ball. So we got the ball back, and then we just called the play for the last play and got fouled and went to the line, made 1. Sent the game into overtime, and then in overtime it was just pretty much a whitewash, 11-0. So we came out on top. A great testament to the young men for hanging in there, believing in our structure and our system, and knowing we could still win.
Yeah, that was a big win, and as you said, the 11-point run in the overtime, just a huge difference in the game. And as we said, that's a tough place to play. Things got a little chippy late in the thing, and that's so hard to keep everybody under control. I know we've seen it all over Eastern North Carolina, but that's very difficult. But luckily, everybody got out okay.
Yes. Well, at this time of year, obviously, there are high stakes. And the guys, no one wants to go home. No one wants to be their last game, certainly for the seniors. So it's highly competitive, and I thought it was a very highly contested game, but a clean game. Both teams are well coached. Obviously, their tradition speaks for itself. I'm the new kid on the block, so I'm trying to establish something here. We've been able to do that in short order. So I have to give the kids credit again. It's just they're buying what I'm selling. And it's been successful for us so far.
What do you think about the Kinston Vikings? How much do you know about Perry Tyndall's club and that kind of thing?
Tough, another perennial, power in the East. I said it's tough over here. Maybe I should have went out west. But I tell you, man, it's tough. It's tough, but well coached again. A lot of great athletes, basketball player, high IQ guys. They play well together. Tough on both ends. So it's going to be a very tough test for us. But I think we're prepared. Again, the schedule got us prepared for these games. So we're going to go in and play the way we play, and we'll see what happens.
You know, every time I think about Martin County, you know, the high school there, and I goes way back for me for Williamston and just the green and gold, the Williamston Tigers in Riverside for a while. But my first question for Martin County, everybody I always ask, how many Gators have you seen in Martin County? because the great nickname I thought would be the Mustangs. All the horses around, you know, Martin County and everything that they do in Williamston. And I thought Martin County Mustangs would be great. I love the Gators, though. And they have bought into the Gators with the swamp at the football field because it's so low. And they've done a good job with it.
Yeah. It's been a very good consolidation of schools, and the spirit around town and the community is very exciting. We certainly appreciate the support of everyone here, and we hope to continue that success.
What does your team have to do to have success in that matchup with Kinston coming up?
Sure. We're a team that has to do it together. We're not a group of individual guys. We're a team. We try to play. We feel we're one of the better teams in the state defensively, and we try to win that way. We tell them that defense travels, so we've got to play D first. Offensively, we try to share the ball and play the game the right way. And we're just a team that does it together. So that's the way we go about our business. We're going to have a lot of poise. Again, you know, when you get to this level, the game, you know, goes in ebbs and flows. So the team that's the most poised, and then the team that rebounds. We talk about rebounding all the time. So defense and rebounding, we believe, win championships.
I agree 100% on that matchup as far as Kinston and Martin County is concerned. It's going to be a great, great game. It's set for 8 o'clock Friday night, the premier time slot, if you will, for the regionals, the 3A Eastern Finals, Kinston and Martin County. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on such short notice. We were able to track you down and get you on the radio today. We certainly appreciate that. Best of luck to those Gators coming up on Friday night.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
All right, there you go. Antonio Davis, head coach at Martin County. That's going to be a great matchup, Kinston and Martin County, 8 o'clock on Friday. We'll take another break, and we'll come back, and we will talk Washington Pan Pac basketball. The Pac taking on top seed Reedsville in the 4A Eastern finale. That's coming up 4 o'clock on Saturday. Dave Alawalt will join us, the head coach of the Pac. He's next after this.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's Lazy Boy Market Sample Sell-Off. We bought out an entire showroom of 100 one-of-a-kind pieces of Lazy Boy furniture. Now we're selling it all at drastically reduced prices. Floor samples slashed an additional 50 to 70% off. This is a one-time opportunity to shop extreme sell-off prices on brand new Lazy Boy styles, recliners, power recliners, sectionals, and leather furniture, designer chairs, cocktail ottomans, and much more. Hurry! You will never, ever find Lazy Boy furniture at such low prices again at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Big news from the Rick House. The Rick House has a brand new menu that you're absolutely going to love. New on the menu are creamy garlic parm chicken pasta, crab cakes, and our new porterhouse, half filet, half strip, tender and juicy, and grilled to perfection. The Rick House is the area's bourbon authority, featuring Willet, Jefferson Tropics, and the Frank Sinatra Select by Jack Daniels. The new menu features new, lower prices. The Rick House, Red Banks Road in Greenville.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
The 9th annual NC Pirate Classic is back. Coming Saturday, April 4th.
presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate. Youth hunters from all over the state are headed east, and the top scoring birds will win great prizes. Weigh-in will be held at Davenport Farms on Highway 264 in Greenville. Brought to you by Sam Jones Barbecue, the Dixie Deer Classic, Grady White Boats, Greenville Marine and Outdoor Shop, Mountain Dew, Country Mart, Moultrie Cameras, Carolina Ice, Simply Natural Creamery, Fox Brothers Construction, BAM Pest Control, Doug Henry of Farmville, American Threads, Corey Kennedy State Farm, and the Robinson Law Firm. Registration is now open for all youth turkey hunters at ncpirateclassic.com. We'll see you there.
This is Carter Spivey, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. The Washington Pan Pack advanced to the 4A Eastern Finals. They'll take on the 1 seed Reedsville. Washington just crushed Southwest Edgecombe in that regional semifinal game last night. 4 o'clock Saturday is the matchup for head coach Dave Allenwalt and his Pan Pack. Coach, welcome to the show. How's it feel to be in this regional final?
We're really excited. Thanks for having us on the show today. We're really excited. The community's standing behind us, and we're really looking forward to Saturday afternoon.
When you look at the matchup, what do you think of this top seed Reedsville team?
The first thing that's going to pop in your head is they got a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Deontay Neal. Very good, smart, experienced guard. And then if you look at the team as a whole, they are a 2-time defending state champion, so their pedigree is going to be as high as it could possibly get for basketball in the state of North Carolina. And Coach Ross over there has done a really good job. Lost one of the key players early to graduation for football, in Keandre Harrison, and he's pulled his team together and got them right in a familiar spot. So experience in these big games will definitely be on their side, but a lot of our guys are really looking forward to the challenge. And, we do have some familiarity with them. We did play them at the John Wall, and that is one of the biggest stages of high school basketballs in the country. So we feel like we're going to be up for the challenge and be ready to go.
Yeah, and you won that game, if my notes are correct. And I can't find the note that I wrote down, but that was a big win for your club.
Yeah, it ended Reedsville's 63-game winning streak. We ended up winning the game by two points. So it was definitely a real good program stamp for us and kind of catapulted us. And, we had a couple good wins before that. Like we beat Southern Durham or Southern School of Science at the Good Guys versus Cancer out at First White High School earlier in the year. So a lot of the teams that are holding 1 seed still left in the playoffs, we've played and had success against this year. But that Reedsville game was definitely a good high exposure event for our guys.
Yeah, and you guys are making waves kind of like back in the day with Dominique and everybody. That was even before my time, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, 1979, 1980.
Yeah, that was before my time. I was a senior in high school in 80 and graduated from college 84 and came down here. So it's been a while. But, Washington Pan Pack basketball is back for sure. They had some great glory days with Dominique and just some of the players there. But now, in this modern time, you got to really think that this team's got a chance in this regional final and to win the state championship.
Yeah, we've taken it one game at a time since the playoffs started. Earlier in the year, we have not been healthy all year. I just got 2 guards back near the end of the season, and they've been major contributors so far throughout the conference tournament as well into the state playoffs. And they didn't play against Reedsville earlier in the John Wall, but a lot of our ammo all year we've been fun to watch because we get up and down the floor, we play above the rim, we can put some points on the board, but here in the last couple of weeks, we've taken extreme pride in what a lot of the basketball gurus have been saying about, one of the things they challenged with us was, can we be physical enough? Can we rebound good enough? And we've taken extreme pride as a coaching staff in working on those type of things. And we're right now clicking defensively. We're very physical. We're rebounding the ball really well. And it's allowing us to get out in transition and do the things that we already do pretty well. And that makes us a pretty dangerous team. A pretty dangerous team, in my opinion. So we feel really good going into Saturday. It's a familiar foe that we've seen. We studied them enough. And with the AAU circuit the way it is, all these kids know each other anyway, so they're happy to compete. And if we can be blessed enough to get through this one on Saturday, we'll look forward to either Central Davidson or Salisbury in the state finals, and that would just be, icing on the cake for us, our program, and our community.
How do the kids feel like coming to Greenville and East Carolina to get a chance to play at Minges Coliseum?
I mean, really excited. We feel like it could be a home game for us. And anytime you can play a 1 seed or a team that's expected to win a state championship, and you can get them closer to your own home, and you feel like you could get the support of not only the Washington community, but maybe the Greenville community or New Bern community, like, you're going to have a chance if you got the fan base behind you. And a lot of these kids are going to play really, really hard when they know a lot of the people are in the stands.
Yeah, and in past years when the regionals were in Greenville on Championship Saturday, because as Q Tucker was saying earlier in the show, we used to do the whole week. We'd do the regional semifinals throughout Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then on Saturday, Championship Saturday, that would be a long day of just championship games. But a lot of people will come, and they'll come early. They'll watch some teams they don't know anything about just to watch some. And then if they got a chance to see a local team, which they would on Saturday afternoon, you guys play at 4 o'clock, I think they'll stick around for that. So you guys should have a really nice crowd.
That's what we're hoping. And the one thing I do know in the 7 years that I've been in this area is that it is a strong base basketball community. So having it at Minges with the Greenville base and just the Wilson base and other surrounding areas, you're going to get a lot of people coming out just because they love basketball. And, March is one of those times of year where sports is really exciting. And I think it's going to be a good atmosphere out there. And we're looking forward to it.
All right, take us through the X's and O's as far as this matchup is concerned. You've played before, you had success before, but what are you looking for as far as that goes? And will there be some tweaks? Will there be some things that you didn't expect, and maybe you'll throw some things out that they don't expect in this game?
Well, I mean, the first thing is, when we saw them at the John Wall, it was their 4th or 5th game of the year. They were just coming off their championship football season. So the team probably wasn't as rehearsed as they are now. So they're going to have some players that are going to be key contributors that may not have had their feet completely wet when we saw them at the John Wall. So we'll have to make sure that we respect the entire team as a whole. It's going to start and end with Deontay. Everybody knows that. But we're trying to concentrate more on what we need to do to be successful. And they haven't seen a bunch of our players either. So we're hoping, like, defensively that we can continue to be physical, control the tempo of the game, and just hopefully kind of wear down a lot of their guys to where Coach Ross will be, forced to dip into his bench a little bit to steal some minutes. And we're hoping that we have a little more depth with some contribution than he does. And at the end of the day, put ourselves in a position to be successful when the clock goes zeros.
How have you liked the 8 classifications, the change from 4 classes to 8? Has it affected you much? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? What do you think?
I'm a sports connoisseur, Brian, so I really love it because it's more basketball that you get to watch, or football, or whatever sports you love. And it does allow, it does get a little spread out a little bit, right? So you're going to have a bunch of teams that in years past might have been stuck in certain classifications that never had a chance to make deep runs in the playoffs and such. So you're seeing some new teams that are surfacing in the playoffs, and it's really exciting for the state of North Carolina to see that there's a lot of buy-in from some new faces and foes that are competing in sports. So I'm all for it.
You're the number 2 seed in the East bracket in the 4A play. Reidsville is the number 1 seed, though Washington has the win over Reidsville as far as that goes. Should be a great atmosphere. It's coming up at 4 o'clock on Saturday. How do you keep everybody on the same page this week leading up to the big game?
We're not going to change much at all. I mean, this time of year and the way that the format was set up this year, if you didn't get that first round bye, you played Tuesday, you win Thursday, you play Saturday, then you come back Monday. So you're looking at 4 games in 6 days. And if you got the bye, you played 3 games in 6 days. So we'll watch film. Guys take the day off to get some well-needed rest because your bodies need to be taken care of this time of year. And then, the rest of the week, starting tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, we'll start strategizing on what we want to do to be successful. But it'll be business as usual. And what I really like about the makeup of this team and the stretch run is that we have 8 seniors on our basketball team. So that we got a lot of experience. So I'm hoping that, the big lights doesn't shine too much on them to make them feel a little bit nervous. But right now, the demeanor of the team is very focused. They're ready to get after it, and it's something different that I've seen in them in the last 2 weeks that makes me feel like that we'll be ready to go on Saturday.
That sounds good. Saturday at 4 o'clock. Number 2 seed Washington against number 1 seed Reidsville, the 4A Eastern Final. Coach, thanks so much for joining us today. Best of luck through the Pan Pac coming up on Saturday. Get that win. Head to States. We'll cover you up there as well, and it should be a great couple of weeks of basketball.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and go Pack.
All right, there you go. Dave Allenwalt joining us as we get set to wrap things up on our show today. Once again, the local teams that are playing in the regionals, and we thought we'd have several more, but they run down like this. As we just said, Washington, the 2 seed against Reidsville, the 1 seed, and that's in the 4A regional final right there, Saturday, 4 o'clock at Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. The 3A regional final is set for Friday night at 8 o'clock, and as we joked, it's not going to start at 8 o'clock. It's going to be closer to 9 o'clock, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Martin County, as the 4 seed, the team that upset Farmville Central, will take on the 2 seed, the Kinston Vikings, and that's coming up in the 3A regional final. In girls play, the lone girls team that we have from our market is Pamlico, and the Pamlico Hurricanes have had a great season. They will play Saturday at noon against the 3 seed from Gates County. But the entire list of all the games is on our website at WNCT.com. You can check that out. Perhaps you're from another part of the state. Maybe your high school that you went to in that other part of the state is playing in these regionals. You can go watch them. It's just a great 3 or 4 days of basketball. You got 5 games Wednesday, 1 game on Thursday, 5 on Friday, and then 5 on Saturday. All the winners head to Winston-Salem, Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum next week for the state championships. So that is going to be a lot of fun. Just great as far as the people that have covered this area for so long to have the regionals back in Greenville is just really a neat deal, because for so many years, I think of Dr. Jimmy Grimsley, the late Dr. Jimmy Grimsley, when I think about it. He did such a great job running the tournaments, and it was just so much fun. As one of the coaches said, Monday you'd have the press conference luncheon, and then you'd play basketball Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday was all day for the championships. All right, let's wrap things up, and let's get out of here on this Tuesday afternoon. I want to thank Hugh Tucker, Commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, for joining us earlier in our show. Also want to thank the coaches in that matchup between Kinston and Martin County, Perry Tyndall from Kinston, Antonio Davis from the Gators of Martin County, and Dave Allenwalt, the head coach of the Washington Pan Pac. His Pack is the 2 seed in the 4A East bracket, and they'll take on the top seed Reidsville at 4 o'clock coming up on Saturday. That is our show. Enjoy the regionals, and we'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, and also brought to you by
Bojangles, Bostic Slug, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, DriveHereNow.com, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Pepsi, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
Join us next week for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, right here on Pirate Radio. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250.